It's Monday. It's May 11th, 2020. Let's do a stock market review. I've been paying attention today. It's a pretty interesting day. Up and down, ended up down on the Dow, but we talk about stocks one by one. So let's talk about the stocks that were the biggest winners of the day. I have it sorted by the highest change for the day. You've got Cytokinetics Incorporated up 33% today. QDEL, Novavax, Gannett. Gannett's not going to be up long term. So you get my head out of the way here. I have notes on these companies. There were some fast track FDA approval point of care antigen test announced for QDEL, QDEL. That's interesting. Let's grab these 10 companies, for example, and let's throw these in our extensive review sheet here, where we grab the top 10. It is Ken's top 10 stocks, right? Well, here we can see market caps and trading volumes and a little bit more information about what happened throughout the day. And also I have my notes over here as well, which can be helpful because I've been going through a lot of these stocks. I've gone through about 500 of them, of like 1,500 or so left. I'm going through every day. So I'll continue to have more advice as I go through all of them. But they're a mid cap, that QDEL. You can see they've really spiked upward, but a point of care meaning an at-home antigen test, that's a question that everybody's going to have, which is, did I have this virus? Can I go outside and feel a little bit more confident that at least I've been exposed and beat it before, or have the antibodies to it? This is what that's providing. That's why they're having such a huge spike today. I agree with that. That's pretty much a short term, like 3 to 6 months, where we're all going to be testing all the time while we don't really have a cure yet. Novavax, Gannett, Beam. Yeah, Beam was kind of interesting. So the Beam company, they do like a molecular type diagnostic, I believe. Genetic editing treatments. I like the way that they handle their attack on viruses or healing anyways, is by doing genetic editing at the molecular level. That's why I liked them. They had a 22% spike today. A lot of biotech up here. BioCryst Pharmaceuticals, they have been up on the biggest gainers list more often than not over the last month or so. They were down at like $2, $3. I kept watching. You can see them spiking here, or spiking, just going up. And something's up with them. My notes on there are that they also do molecular modeling to block enzymes. That's kind of the best method to attack the virus is blocking enzymes or figuring out how to fit something that bonds to the virus to get it out of your system as it's free flowing through your blood. As we start to find out more that COVID-19 is really a blood disorder. It's not necessarily a lung disorder. It's a blood clotting disorder. So we need to attack it in our bloodstream and deal with the enzymes and everything. So they've gone up. Capstone, Turbine, Fluidum. Anyway, at least we got a lot of the oil and stuff off of here. So it's kind of interesting to look at those big winners. Neurometrics is one that I'm going to be looking at and probably talking about later this week. I said not cutting edge stuff, but I think they might have a viable product because they went up again today. They're a low cap, but I don't know. They seem interesting. So, all right, so those were some of the big winners today. Let's look at the losers, the other way around there. And Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory, a banks, regional management, like consumer finance, giving people loans who don't have very good credit. GNC on here again getting smoked. Specialty retail stores, places that you don't go to get necessity items, are still getting slammed, and they're going to get crushed indefinitely here as we deal with the virus. I usually say in the notes, victim of the virus is what I call this, when it's a business that cannot survive in this social distancing framework that we are adapting to because the virus is still deadly and still everywhere. So Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory getting crushed. Regional management. SunCoke Energies, that's Brazilian Coke. Why is that even in here? Like, I should just delete that. That's Coke in Brazil. Would you invest in anything in Brazil right now with what's going on with Bolsonaro? Chesapeake Energy, again on one of the top 10 lists. This time it's the losing list. Chesapeake Energy, in the last month, I think they've been on the top 10 winners and losers at least 12 to 13 times. Every single day. They are either here. I mean, look at what see what the last like 30 days looks like for them. I bet you, yeah, look at this. Down, up, down, down. I mean, terrible. right? They're just, and now they're back down again. And yeah, I mean, stay away from like a roller coaster. I said is what it is. It's exactly what it looks like. Quick Logic, Synchronous, GNC down at the bottom, not good there. So these are obviously a lot of losers. Sucks for them. Let's talk about the list by ceiling price. The way I like to look at the list here, these are the stocks that I say to buy, and in the order I say to buy them. How did they do today? Let's zoom in. Tesla had a day down 1%. They're at 811. It happens. That's okay. they'll keep going up to that 1,000 eventually. So they're a decent buy. Walmart up slightly, right? A little over 123. That's fine. Merck. So the whole Merck situation, I believe that their famotidine Pepcid drug is helpful with COVID-19 and especially helpful in the early stages if you can get it to people. There hasn't been a huge amount of news really pushing it out yet. It's kind of on the down low. I think there might be a supply issue. I'm sure there's a supply issue. It's on the FDA list of drugs that are in short supply right now. But this, I expect this to explode. Today has a 2% day, gets up to about 78. I have their target at like between 80 and 90 because I think that the news is going to break and there's going to be a mad rush on Pepcid and famotidine because it's the right molecular shape to bond to the protease of the virus or something. So that's why that's on there. Tast is the Burger King chain owners. I think they're going to continue to go up with their Impossible Burger and the need for drive-through fast food everywhere. It just becomes a necessity now. If you're out and about, you realize it's difficult to get food if you don't use fast food in some fashion. Google, once again, has another 1% day. They're into everything. Stay with them. Abbott has a real good day because today was a day talking about testing. And AT&T has not have a good day. Lightus with their screens has a good day. Wendy's has a little down day, but they've been on a tear lately. Intuitive Surgical a little bit up. Target has a really good day, up 3%. Microsoft up 1%. I have Sherwin-Williams on here now. I think that people are going to be painting at home more, and they're just a solid company for that. They have really good balance sheet, so they had another decent day. They're a little above my target price, but I do have them on there now. Beyond Meat loses a little bit. But overall, like a pretty decent day for these stocks that I said to pick up. Task will be a little bit more volatile because they are they're a micro cap. You know, if we grab them and bring them in, I'll show you. I have to get back to work here. So anything poking out at me tomorrow, I think we're going to try to open up, but don't jump the gun and try to grab stocks that you think are going to come back to normal because they are not. This social distancing and the new economy of no touch, no breathe, wear a mask, don't go out unless you really kind of need to sort of go out, even if you want to. That economy is here for a while, and it's here for long enough that it's going to impact the financials of all these companies for this year. So stay, you want the companies that are going to survive and thrive in the new economy. All these companies on here are survive and thrivers for the new economy. Like I think on Mad Money or whatever, Jim Cramer has like a COVID index where he's listing stocks that are going to thrive in this new world that we're living in. It's the right way to approach it. The old school index funds of putting every single stock together that you think is going to hedge and work well, totally throw it out the window right now because the world just came to a stop like it never had before. And now when it restarts, we're restarting with essentials only. We're starting to just revamp what we consider to be essential in the world, and there are going to be massive winners and massive losers in this new economy. So, is there anything else we want to talk about for today, tomorrow? I don't know, not too much. Just keep going through the stocks. May all our trades be profiting.